All right, hey guys, my name is Catherine, and today I'm going to go over our County Line Crafts January box. I'm going to unbox it, go over everything that's in it, and show you how to assemble it. So every month in the mail, you will receive a box similar to this. When you open it up inside, you'll have a picture of what your craft should look like and all of the directions, supplies, everything you'll need. So in this month's box, we've got our step-by-step directions. We have a roll of twine, a wet wipe. We've got our 3 types of paint. We've got gray, white, navy blue. We have a little mini super glue bottle. We've got our 2 wedges for painting, paintbrush, and then our snowflakes, and Let It Snow Works. And then, of course, we have our backer board. All right. When you get your box, you could use it, you could open it up, lay it flat like I have here, and use that to paint on so you don't get your surface dirty. I like to use freezer paper. Just tear off a sheet. You could use an old newspaper or wax paper or old wrapping paper. But freezer paper is pretty cheap, and I like that it's wide. All right, let me get all my stuff set up. The directions. All right, so I'm gonna read right off the direction list here and follow each step for you. Number 1 says to dip the moist wipe into the gray paint color and wipe it on your board. Repeat until it's well covered. Wipe off any excess and let it dry. All right, let me see. Center it. All right, so we've got our gray paint. And why we use a baby wipe for this instead of a paintbrush is it gives it kind of that stained look. So you're just gonna dab it in. You don't want a whole lot on it, and then wipe it on. And I need more. Once you do it, you kind of see if you need more, if you're putting too much on. Because you want it to cover the wood, but still kind of see the wood grain through it. This is one of my favorite ways for painting wood. And you can see it's covering the wood, but you can still kind of see that wood grain through it. And you can make it as thick or thin as you want to. If you guys don't have time to watch the whole video right now, you can watch it later. It'll be posted on our County Line Crafts Facebook group. And if you see a spot where you think the paint is too thick, you can use a part of the baby wipe that doesn't have paint on it to wipe it off a little bit right there. I know this is probably a weird time of the day to do a live. Most people are at work. I get that. That's why you can watch it later. But I have 2 children and they're very loud. My youngest is going through the potty training stage right now, which is great. I'm ready to be out of pull-ups, but she needs to potty every 5 minutes. And I don't think you guys will want me to leave the video like that. So, all right, here's my board. See how it gives it kind of that stained look? All right, I'm gonna set that to the side so it can work on drying. It says, take out your Let It Snow pieces in the navy paint. So I'm gonna get my words. All right, let it snow. Using the, here's my navy paint, take the lid off. And then you're gonna get one of these white foam wedges. Using the flat bottom of the wedge, dip it in your paint, dab off the excess paint on your plate, and carefully dab up and down on your words, making sure to not get any paint on the edges. So you're just gonna dab it in. You don't want a real thick layer. So see how I kind of have a glob on it? I'm gonna dab that off on my plate. And then dab it on your words. And we're dabbing it instead of wiping it. And that's just to help not get paint on the edges of the words. Now I say probably err on the side of not enough paint, and you can always go back over it with another layer if it's not quite enough. And you really don't need much paint at all for this. Last one. Now, I don't know if you can see, but I'm kind of dabbing multiple times on the same spot, and that helps get the paint on it in a good layer and coverage without too much paint. All right, I'm gonna set those pieces to the side. The next step says to repeat step 2, but this time with the white paint and snowflakes. So I'll move that to the side, grab my snowflakes. And when you're painting, you probably want to do it on a different part of your surface just so you don't accidentally get any of the blue paint mixed in with the white. Once again, dip it in, dab off the extra on the plate, and then just dab it on your snowflakes. Oh, one thing I didn't think of to tell you. Before you paint your words, your letters, I would lay them out and make sure everything is spelled correctly so that you don't accidentally have a letter flipped upside down. You want to make sure that you paint the correct side. So we're finished. Set that to the side. And then normally you would need to let these dry a little bit, but I'm gonna grab my hair dryer and just blow these quickly with the hair dryer. Actually, you know what? My let it snow, my blue words, they're already dry, so I'm gonna skip that. And you can orient your board either way that you want to. You could go vertical, horizontal. The picture has it vertical, so I'm gonna go ahead and just follow what the picture has. And lay my words out. I always recommend placing them out on the board before you glue it down. And when you're putting them here, keep in mind that we're going to be wrapping twine on the top and bottom, so you want to leave a little bit of space for that. Actually, here. I'll turn it the other way so you guys can read it. I'm gonna keep moving them around until I get it like I want it. I'm trying to follow the picture as closely as I can. All right, so I think I'm gonna do mine just about like that. So now you'll need your super glue, and it comes in two pieces. You've got a little super glue tube, and then you've got the little red cap that you'll screw on. And obviously with super glue, be careful, try not to get it on your hands, because you will glue your hands. And I recommend opening it not over your board, because I just shot super glue out of the end of it when I was twisting the cap on. So do not do what I just did. All right. And when you're applying this, you want just a very thin amount on it. It will hold, and you don't want a lot seeping out of your sides. press. And if you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, feel free to type them, and I'll do my best to look at them and answer any. Wasn't sure if the white would be dry, but it is, so we'll go ahead and glue those on. And you could place these on however you want to. You also have the option of not using the supplied paint if there's different colors that you would like better to go with your decor, or you just have favorite colors that you want to use. You can use any paint. Sometimes I'll use acrylic paint, sometimes I'll use chalk paint. The type doesn't really matter. All right, so that step is done. Let's see. Take the bristle brush, which is this, take the plastic off of it. Dip it lightly in the white paint and dab off on the plate, and then dab around the edges of your sign to give the effect of snow-covered edges. So I'm gonna dip it in my white paint and then dab off the extra on my plate and just go around the edges. Oops, I did not dab off enough. That's not what we want. You can grab your baby wipe and wipe it off quickly, and that'll get most of it off. Let's do some extra dabbing. That's much better. So when you're dabbing the edges, when in doubt, do less paint than you think you actually need. Dab a lot off. You need a lot less paint than you think you actually do. And you can go as far away from the edges with this as you want to. On mine, I'm kind of doing it darker, like thicker paint around the edge, and then blending it in towards the middle a little bit. And that helps cover up the mistake I made in the beginning where I had way too much paint on my brush. Just a little more here. So you can see I made it darker, like did my paint thicker around the edge and then did less as it went on. You know what I think I might even do is do it a little closer to the words too. Because this is our craft and we can do it how we want. Stick a tiny bit in here. All right, I am gonna shoot this real quick with the hairdryer. My cord's not gonna reach, so I will be right back. Obviously at home, you don't have to use the hairdryer. I just wanted to speed that part of the process up a little bit for us. All right, step 6, take the twine and starting in the back, wrap it around the sign on top about 4 times until the ends match up and then tie a knot. All right, so I'm gonna find where it starts. Flip that over. Says to wrap it around about 4 times. So 1, and I got a knot in it. Okay, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna cut that. All right, now that I have the approximate length that I need, make sure it's tight. If you have too much slack in your twine, it'll kind of fall down. And then I'm just gonna tie a knot on the back. I have super glue stuck to my fingers, so this is really difficult to do. My finger feels weird. And then I'm just gonna snip off the extra ends there so they're not so long. And then we're gonna repeat that for the bottom. And I have enough twine to go around one more time, so I think I'm going to. Got extra. Cut it. Okay. Move them around so that they're together but not right on top of each other. And then pull them tight. Cut off the extra. And there you go. You could move these around a little more if you wanted to. Mine are kind of straight across. I want them to crisscross more a little bit. So I'm going to take like this bottom one, bring it up over the others. Maybe bring that top one down. That way it doesn't look like just a straight line wrapped around it. Spread them out. And there you go. The sign is complete. Now you could set this on a shelf, lean it up against something, use a little easel, or you could get some command strips. These, the picture mounting ones, you probably need a large one or two medium ones, but they're like Velcro. So you take two, stick them together like that, and then you would put it on the back. I would probably do one on the top and one on the bottom and push it up against the wall. And there you go. That's our January box craft. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. You can send me a message if you'd like to sign up. Our website is countylinecraft.com. And there is no S on the end of our website. It is just craft. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks, guys.